A 2-hour emotional ride on Netflix. Pieces of a Woman dropped today. Let's talk about it. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. I was able to see Pieces of a Woman about a month ago. Thank you to Netflix for the screener. And if you guys saw, it cracked my top movies of the year list. Now, why did I feel this way about this film? What was so special about it for me? I need you guys in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this film? Was it too much for you? And let's do it. So when a young mother's home birth ends in tragedy, she begins a year-long odyssey of mourning that fractures relationships with loved ones in this deeply personal story of a woman learning to live alongside her loss. For me, Pieces of a Woman is a stunningly directed, emotional piece. It reminds me very much of what Manchester by the Sea was. Obviously a very different story, but the emotional resonance and the fact that it does take its time to get to where it is going post 20-minute birth scene. Now, Austin, what are you talking about? If you haven't seen this film, there is one ongoing one-take scene, you guys know how I feel about a good one-take scene, showcasing the birth of a child from Vanessa Kirby's character. Now, Vanessa Kirby is getting a lot of Oscar talk. Do I think that is warranted? Absolutely. Her performance in this film is beyond excellent. She gives one of the best of the year. For me, it is between Kirby, Viola Davis, and Carey Mulligan for Best Actress. But after watching this movie, and I'm going to go back and watch it again before I do more Oscar predictions, she is very much in play to win that award. And then we look at the rest of the cast, and I know the stuff going on with Shia Labeouf right now, but talking specifically about this film, I think he gives a fantastic performance. Before, I was unsure why he wasn't being talked about in terms of acting. There's one emotional scene in particular where I just think he gives it his all, and the scenes between the two, their marriage is very strained after the events that happen. And this is something that plays out over the course of time, and the movie does an interesting thing when it shows you the passing of time. We always go back to the same spot in the city, and from there we tell that aspect of the story, and it's not all emotion, it's not all sadness and pain, but the majority of the film does focus on that, and it focuses on Kirby's character of Martha and how she is dealing with the fallout and the loss. And throughout the entire film, everyone around her is telling her to move on and go forward. But at the same time, Ellen Burstyn's character, her mother and Elizabeth, is trying to right what they perceive as the wrongs of this tragic event that happened to receive what they believe to justify that entire event. And there's a lot of confliction between Martha and her family, whether it be her close family or Shia LaBeouf's Sean or some random characters that come in here and there. Also, Benny Safdie, one of the Safdie brothers, directors of Uncut Gems and Good Time, he is actually one of the stars of this movie, so I found that to be really cool. I said, hey, it's a Safdie brother. Now, some of the character decisions, they did bother me, as it will pretty much everyone who watches, but this becomes an overall part of the story, as each drastic decision leads us to the next important moment in time. But again, it is a film that people will struggle watching because of the way that it's paced and the fact that it is this slow burn that not everyone is going to be on board for. I think we can all agree the filmmaking, especially in that one-take scene, is fantastic. That's why it's one of my personal favorite scenes of the year. But past that, I'm interested to see how many of you all respond to this story. Just know what you're in for. Know that this isn't something that's going to make you happy throughout most of the film. It's going to make you sad and emotional. Now, part of my enjoyment for this too could be, the fact that I am around the age where my wife and I are looking at possibly having kids in the future, and it did affect me on somewhat of a deeper level, that experience, that traumatic event at the beginning, and it's in the IMDb summary, so it's not necessarily a spoiler. Plus, if you've seen the trailer, you know exactly what happens. But if you don't know anything about this movie, I would say watch it without watching the trailer. I would say just kind of brace for an emotional impact, but then hopefully you'll be on board for the journey that's provided. Again, I just really enjoyed the pacing. I like the slow burn aspect to it, and I thought the acting and really the direction was great. So if you guys enjoyed this review, let me know. Drop that thumbs up. I found Pieces of a Woman to be authentic, and it captured something as tragic and heartbreaking as one could imagine. This film is on Netflix for you guys to watch right now. As for my score, I'm going an 88 100%. So, are you all watching Pieces of a Woman this weekend? Did you find it to be not as good as I said? Let me know all of those things down below. I appreciate you guys for watching these Netflix reviews as always. I've been pitching my most anticipated Netflix series coming soon. Be on the lookout for that video coming tomorrow morning, as well as some more reviews that I'm very excited to share. You guys are the best. Appreciate it. I'll see you soon.